Hi everyone, it's Don. Wow. So many of you who follow my channel know that my sister lives about 8 hours away. And something happened that I said, you know what? I gotta do this. So my sister is a very big homebody. She lives with my stepdad in a little town called Elliott Lake, Ontario. It used to be a mining town, and now it's more of a retirement town where it's more senior citizens living there than anywhere else. She's my older sister, yes. A few years ago, we almost lost her. We don't even know what she had, but we were told numerous times to head down to the hospital because she might not make the night. And she's been around for a couple more years and doing fine. So I'm extremely grateful for all of that. But my sister has this show on TV called Impractical Jokers. And she loves the show. It's on reruns where apparently in Elliott Lake it plays twice a night. And she's seen every episode. She owns every episode. And she watches it every single night. And she said, oh, you gotta watch it, you gotta watch it. I haven't watched it. I don't even know what it is. I think it's I don't know what it is. I don't know. But she loves the show. And she was talking to my nephew, Paul, and said, hey, you know what? One of the guys from the show is a comedian, and he's a stand-up comedian. I think his name is Joe Gatto. And he's gonna be performing at the National Arts Center in Ottawa. You guys should go get tickets and see it. So they don't go to concerts very often or anything like that, but they watch the show, and so they got tickets. And I said to myself, well, my sister's the one who really, really likes them. And it's a shame that she doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't go cruising. She doesn't go on trips. She's a very big homebody. And so I called her and I said, hey, why don't I get you a ticket? I'll go down and pick you up and bring you here, and you can go and see Joe Gatto live because he's, your favorite guy. You're really excited that your son was going to go see it. Why don't you come to Ottawa and see it? So after much hemming and hawing, I finally convinced her because, my stepdad is in and out of hospital all the time. He's very, he's up there. He has a lot of medical issues. And she was worried about leaving him. And I said, well, you can get somebody to keep an eye on him. It's only going to be for a couple days. And we'll be in constant contact by phone. And then we're only a few hours away if we need to head back for any reason. So I finally convinced her to go. And so I contacted my nephew and niece. And I said, okay, where are you guys sitting? And apparently there's the main level down below. And there's 3 balcony levels in the back, and they're like 6 rows on the second to last balcony for a comedy show. And I said, okay, my sister never goes anywhere. She doesn't get to do anything. I've tried to get her on cruises. I've tried to spoil her to do something, and I don't get down to Elliott Lake nearly enough because of my job and how busy I am to go visit neither. So I said, well, I'm not going to put her in the back row to see, why come all the way here and sit in the back row to see a comedy show, right? Where you're basically watching a television screen in a performance. So yeah, I did get her some much better seats, front row seats. And so I was very excited that she's going to get it. But she made me she didn't know I was doing the front row tickets, by the way. And but she said she's not going unless I go too. I don't know who he is. But I'm going to go see this guy as well. And so I'm going to spoil her a little bit for, going to see her favorite person on her favorite show ever. And I'm really excited about it, just to see her finally getting out and doing something outside of the apartment she lives in Elliott Lake. Now, another thing that has happened recently, my friend Alicia had her baby in January. The one who I go on cruises with every once in a while, my friend who moved in with me when I was going through the worst of my cancer treatments. And so she had her baby, her and her husband, Jake, and I'm going, I see the pictures and everything, but I got to go see the baby. So now my next trip before my next cruise is going to be me driving to the Chicago area and going and visiting the baby, and then driving from there back up into Canada, into Elliott Lake area, staying a few days with my sister and my stepdad, and then driving her back to Ottawa for the concert to stay at my place. So I'm hoping the weather is good to us for this trip. Because driving in an area like big cities and that in the States that you're not used to, it's not a fun trip, right? It can be very intimidating. I'm not looking forward to driving through Chicago because she lives on the other end of Chicago from me, and it's about an hour outside, and all the maps keep bringing me here. And then as a Canadian, you got to prepare for things like the going through tolls with American money and stuff like that, because I don't have American money. I'll have to make sure I have small denominations of American money with me. But I'm really excited about this trip. I get to see Alicia and her husband, and I get to see the baby as well, and then head off, visit with my stepdad and my sister, and then bring her back to Ottawa for the concert. And if you're wondering, well, why aren't you bringing your stepdad with you? He can't travel. He cannot sit in a vehicle longer than like a half hour to an hour. He could not make that 8-hour trip to Ottawa, so otherwise he would be coming too. Because I have plenty of room in my house. I'm all alone. I have 3 bedrooms, so there's lots of room here for them to stay. But of all my trips I have planned this year, this is surprisingly one of my most excited ones. I'm the most excited for this because of the reaction I'm going to see from my sister. Now, I hope this Joe Gatto is good and he doesn't disappoint. But he's premiering at the National Arts Centre of Canada. So I'm thinking he's going to be pretty good.